Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, we have, at least for me, I got the joy of saying goodbye to From on EPIX with Season 1, Episode 10. For the record, we do not know if this show got a Season 2, but it definitely ended as if they believed Season 2 was coming, and they left a lot open. But anyway, let's get to it. Chris, you are joining us for the first time. We do appreciate that. What did you think of this series in general? But what do you think about this episode? What you got?
Wait, which one? You want me to do series or episode?
Episode.
Series first?
Series last. Well, we'll talk about the series as a whole. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. I'll do the episode first. Didn't make any sense. I know they tried to make it seem like it's just like it's a puzzle or whatnot, but it just we all kind of went into it as knowing that the damn tower wasn't going to work. Okay, so or if it did work, something's going to push back. Sounds familiar, you know what I mean? Oh, you're getting too close to the end of the island. Oh, big smog monster comes through. You know what I mean? Does this ring bells right now? Like it's just all this stuff seems so recycled. Everything about it. Oh, we just went too far past. Oh, are we in a different world now? Like we're in a different part of the. It just. I feel like this is how they're going to try to make the next few seasons, is that every episode something new and crazy is coming in, and this is how they drag people in, right? They're going to drag people in by making you be really like start to question things like, ooh, wow, this, you know what I mean? And it was great when Lost did it, but then by the end, a lot of people got really sour when it ended the way that it did. You know what I mean? So I feel like this is going to be another one. You know what I mean? Now, and overall, I would say this about the show. I mean, because again, this, like you said, it was my first time doing this. When I saw, I didn't even really see the trailer for From, but all I saw was the sheriff was Daniel from Lost, ironically, Michael. You know what I mean? And I saw like these vampire creatures coming after the townspeople. That's what got me in. Right. I love, because everything from Chapel Weight, anything dealing with stuff like that, love myself like some Lost Boys, all that stuff. I'm a huge horror fan. I've said it many times. So I walked into the show thinking it was going to be kind of like this, and in the sense of townspeople can't get out of this town where you got these slow moving vampires. I thought that was unique. I thought maybe it was going to have some Walking Dead type vibes where I was like, oh, hopefully it doesn't get too repetitive. And then it just turned into this kind of a different show altogether, which is what ironically Walking Dead did too. You know what I mean? And I'm not feeling it. Like I loved me some Lost. I loved it. And I love trying to figure it out. But but some of this stuff is just making me not even really care. You know what I mean? The tower, I was like, okay, fine. You get a hold of someone. Let's just say you get a hold of someone on the tower, right? Y'all don't know where the hell any of y'all are. So let's just say it wasn't that one guy. Like, let's just say it was someone like in Minnesota. What are you going to tell me you're at? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you going to say? Not a damn thing. So the tower thing just didn't even make sense from the very beginning, in a sense. You know what I mean? And it just, and then some of the acting was just kind of overdone. You know what I mean? It's just like a lot of stuff I just didn't care, man. I just didn't care. So sorry. Yeah, I ran it a little bit.
Hey, we all do it. I mean, look who's talking.
And this is what you said was better.
Oh yeah, but
better than Force.
But fuck yeah, better than Force. Come on now, that's an insult to even suggest that somehow Force was better.
I would say the first two episodes, absolutely, and then after that, I was just like, oh my god.
All right,
so first two episodes, I would agree with you.
All right, we got a panel. All right, so Kim, what did you think of this episode?
I mean, it's not the answer. I wanted more answers, and they gave us some. So I'm kind of disappointed in that, because I needed like a real answer, like something with substance. And they gave us like breadcrumbs. So that was disappointing. But, and just like what Chris just said about when Jim actually did get the contact on the radio, he didn't even say what I thought you would say. Like, I'd be like, Mayday, Mayday. I guess that's the way you talk, right? Mayday, Mayday. We're stranded in this place. I don't know where the fuck I'm at. So I need help, right? But this is the thing. What do you say? How do you, when you say that, right? Where the fuck are you? The person's gonna say, where are you? And you're gonna be like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I understand that the tower was to give them hope and to get in contact with somebody. But like what Chris said, what do you do once that happens? And Jim clearly did not know what to say. He was like, who is it? Like, he didn't even say anything about them being stranded. He was just like, and then when the voice was telling him that, you know, about Tabitha and what she was doing was wrong, then he was like, oh, wait a minute, I gotta go run and save her. And I'm like, but what about you? Could you have given the radio to somebody else so that somebody else could figure out what to say to this person? You know what I mean? So that bothered me. I understand where Chris is coming for that, because what do you say? Like, they don't know where they are. So getting in contact with another person doesn't help anybody in the long scheme of things, right? So, but other than that, I still really like this show, and I like the fact that it makes you think, because if you go online, people are up in arms about this show. Like, people are trying to figure it out. Like, there's so many people reviewing and recapping and
that's
just
what it gets you.
talking about it, because they're not giving you anything, but they're
Teasing.
it makes you keep wanting to watch it. That's what it is. That's what
it's a ploy. Like, see, I mean, I learned this after watching Lost. Like, it is like, it's a ploy to keep you watching more. You know what I mean?
But problem that's how with Lost was. Lost was like that.
Yeah,
too.
But did he?
I know, because you know why? Because, well, not only did we not have a show like that, but it got to the point where eventually we knew there was going to be a payoff, at least by maybe the season end. There was no payoff at the end. And matter of fact, the season ended similar to the way Lost ended was season 2, where when we saw another plane crash and then we saw more survivors. Now we get this big old bus. Oh, wow. This does not sound familiar. And instead of having a big giant polar bear monster, smoke monster, kind of wreck everything and move the island. Now we got I'm assuming it was a giant spider that kind of moved their tent, and now they're like, come on, man. You know, it's like, and then guess what? Just like with the smoke monster and the panda, who was in the middle of it? Michael. Oh, wow. The same guy who played Michael is the sheriff, and this is the exact same thing. So I don't know if we're trying to see a crossover here. Like, what?
I think because I never saw Lost. I wasn't a Lost fan. So I think if you haven't watched Lost, then because you've watched Lost, you see the connection. My son used to watch Lost. He loved Lost until that last episode. He was pissed. Yeah. But that's why
it made the whole show not even matter. It made the whole show not even matter.
Yeah, that's what he said. He did say that. Yeah.
So Kim, because you have not watched Lost, congratulations, you'll be disappointed for the first time. I'm just saying. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we will. Okay. So Stacy, what did you think of the episode?
I did watch Lost. I kind of felt what Chris is feeling. I feel like this is going to be a whole bunch of drama that leads nowhere. Like, it's irritating me. Like, these people. I hate to say this. Their lives were probably shit before they got there. And now they're in this place. And at least they have unlimited food and shelter. And they get to spend time. They don't really have to work. So just sit there and just deal with it. Like, you trying to escape to what? You gonna go back to your bullshit life and be miserable and get divorced. Or you just stay here and just don't go outside after dark. Voila. Problem solved. Like, it just irritates me. Like, we gotta get out of here.
Free electricity. And
free
they got free
everything.
electricity.
Free food, free goats, free chickens.
No Pepco bill, nothing. They ain't got no mortgage. They good.
You don't even need cash. Like,
I agree with that part. What Stacy's saying too. If I could live there, I'd be pretty okay with it.
Yeah. The only sacrifice is you just have to have a curfew. You just have a curfew. Right. That's it.
Yeah. That's it. Go inside, you watch TV, play bingo, whatever. And
you know what?
Sleep.
And guess what? I hate people. So just having only just 30 of y'all, I'm good. You know what I mean?
I'm the same way.
I hate people. See, this is good. You know, weather's consistent. Like, oh my God, that's heaven. That's the thing. They are dead, and they in heaven right now. They don't realize it, and then they keep digging down. You know what's down below. Like, that's why that voice was trying to warn him, like, your girl is about to make y'all go down to hell. Like, you know what I mean? Like, stop digging, you know?
I'm telling you, this is God's experiment, trying to see how dumbass humans are.
God's taking
how
notes.
ungrateful y'all motherfuckers are. All y'all got is one rule. Don't go out after dark.
Nope. This is like Adam and Eve all over again. This is the Garden of Eden.
Free shelter, free electricity, everything you want. Just don't go out after dark.
Adam and Eve.
Right.
I like that you said that. I agree with that. Adam and Eve, like that. Yeah, it's the temptation. Yeah, I get it. That's true.
You're in the Garden of Eden. They don't even realize it.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes. See, I agree with everybody. That's the weird part, right?
So Ashley said, I told y'all last week about the big ass spider. I do remember discussing the big ass spider.
There's a drawing of it. Remember that was one of the drawings that the mom and Ethan were looking at, right? And when I watched someone else's recap, what they did was they kept that spider portrait in the shot when they were looking over the mom's shoulder. And then at each shot with Ethan, that spider is still in the shot. And that's because that's what's going on. Like, that's a clue to the fact that what was going on. Yeah.
So I think for like me, I didn't watch Lost either, right? But I did hear how, like, in the end they were dead and people were like, what the fuck did we just go through, right? And I get that. So I think a lot of people, like, again, who watch Lost are having fatigue. Like, again, like, I've seen this shit before. That's why I didn't watch The Leftovers, for example. Like, when I knew that the people behind Lost did Leftovers and the bullshit theory of this supposed to be like the rapture, I'm like, this bullshit ain't gonna be the rapture. I'm like, I'm not watching that dumb shit. So I was like, so I get that. Like, I'm coming in this thing fresh of like, let's see where this goes. And like, and I liked it. Like, I liked the fact that, so like Nathan, so Ethan,
Stacy, me and you watch Lost, and we know what they get.
Heavily invested in Lost.
Yeah, so, me too. So you got two people who are heavily invested in Lost, and the two people who have not watched Lost love this show. Oh boy, y'all in for a ride. All right, you know.
So yeah,
but I would, in defense of the writers, right? The fact that you went so many seasons, no, like. Because it was good. You wanted to see where Lost was going. Is that the destination was shit. Like, after you gave them that much time, you were like, fuck you. This is what you give us after all these years. And I get that, right? So I'm hoping that the writers learn something to be like, it's going to lead to something that you're going to be like, it's worth it. Maybe they only do 5 seasons instead of 10, but they're like, we cannot drag these people out or we'll never get hired for anything ever again because people will just shit on it once they figure out we're behind it. So that being said, okay, so let's talk about Ethan. So Ethan at the beginning of the episode was making up his own story. And it wasn't until I watched it again that he said the story is about two people trying to get back home. And they said the light tower, let's go towards the light tower. And I was like, fuck. And I was like, so is he making this happen? Did he know it was going to happen? Like, clearly this is Boyd and Sarah. So I'm like, it's like, what is the connection between
Lost with the kid, with the little boy who was able to draw stuff and stuff happened? What? Oh my God! Like, everything is from the damn show.
I'm sorry.
Why are they doing this? Why did they write this?
I'm sorry, man.
No, literally, no. I'm not joking. No, seriously.
I actually thought it was Victor's drawings, but Ethan did say that. So, and then we see Boyd and what's that chick?
Sarah.
Yeah, going up to the lighthouse. Yeah.
And then I was like, then I watched it again. I'm like, what did they say when they saw it? Like, I wanted to see if he wrote their dialogue. Like, if he, like, because he was very specific about go towards the light tower. So I was like, I went back to see, like, is he doing the dialogue too? I never seen Lost, but I've heard the series finale. Yeah, the series finale was terrible. And that's what I heard. And that's why I was like, see, I ain't doing that dumb shit. But again, I'm hoping that they learned. All right. So
it's EPIX, man. It ain't HBO. It's EPIX.
See, stop that. Like, I mean, you've been like, he's always channel shaming.
Yo, you do too. You be talking about stars like, oh my God.
I talk about individual show. I do not change. You like this HBO. It's God, and like it's gonna be great. And I'm like, that's not. Well, and I'm like, nah, bro. Like HBO has had his own shit. Like, but anyway. So I was like, story arcs. right? So let's do the Matthews family. All right. So Jim Matthews, someone said his name. To your point, they should have had a script of, if we actually hear somebody, what the fuck are we gonna say? Because we don't know who they are.
Yes.
Yeah.
I understand you, right? But I'm like, no one. Okay, another thing, Jim should not have told these people after he's been told several times, do not give these people hope, because when this shit fails, they're gonna damn near kill themselves, right? But he said we should have a signal by the end of the night, of the evening. Shut the fuck up, because you never did this before, and you don't know how this thing's gonna turn out. So manage expectations, right?
Right.
But once this person says your legal name, and it's like, hello, Jim Matthews. So apparently you're talking to us and you need to get your wife out of that fucking hole. Of course, he's like, what? Like, not only do you know me, but you know what my wife is doing right now. So I'm like, that kind of fucks you up. And then your priorities change to, I got to go take care of my wife. Now, somebody could have jumped on that radio, to your point. But that wasn't what no one expected someone to be like, hello by name. And like, and like, so you're like, what? So I could see him being like, I got to go run. Julie standing up for his daddy, her daddy, he ain't got no backbone. To Jade, I was like, this ain't a good look for you, bro. Like, you need to doing this shit yourself. Like, she was like, put some respect on my dad's name. And Jade was like, why should I? I don't understand this conversation.
Teacup. What do you call him? Teacup.
Dude, yeah, Teacup. He's like, Teacup, answer.
Yeah,
and
that was weird. That was so weird how she just stood up for him out of nowhere. Like, his name is John. You know what I mean? It's like, the name is Mr. Tibbs. Like, I mean, like, come on, man. Like, where did this come from? Where all this random anger for? Like, weren't you just mad at your dad and your mom not too long ago for about to get a divorce? Like you blamed him for everything. And then, you know what I mean? And then now all of a sudden, that's not his name. I know I was in the colony house, but I am making regrets now. Like, put some respect on his name.
I of the characters that had like arc moments of like I'm like redeemable moments. What'd you think of Jade's? I lost my grandma too, and someone told me that they come with you, so it's okay. Kenny's mom, I can't say her name. It's fine. Like, they go with you, and she's like, "Come pray with me." What y'all? Stacy, what you think of the scene? All right, then. Well,
I got nothing.
All right, then. Kim.
I mean, I just thought that was a way, because the mother somehow has some type of connection with Jade, I guess. And so when she said, "Come pray with me," it was because she realized that she's hurting in that moment, and he's also hurting. So it was just the logical thing to do, was to invite him to pray, because prayer makes people feel better, right? So she understood that, you know, maybe he's still grieving his grandmother, because that's why he was talking about it. And so he was trying to make her feel better, and she was trying to make him feel better. So that was just one of those moments. It wasn't necessary that we had that moment, because Jade is a dick. But no matter what, he's a dick. He doesn't know, he has no social skills at all. So, but understandably, I get where they showed this, because the mom, for some reason, is like drawn to Jade. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when she told him come eat and stuff like that, you could tell that she treats him the way she treats Kenny, her son, you know? So, but it wasn't a necessary scene. I thought they could have done something else other than that. But it was a sweet scene. I mean, not necessary to the story, I don't think.
Chris, was there any moment in Lost that this reminds you of?
No, but I would say probably Walking Dead. No, I mean, it was a good scene, but at the same time, I didn't think. I mean, you said redeemable. No, I mean, the reason why I was just thinking about Walking Dead just now, because Shane had a couple of times where it was like, oh, like you feel for him, like, damn, Lori, like, he thought Rick was dead. He thought his best friend died, and he thought Lori belonged to, you know what I mean? Like, everything was good. And then he let Otis die. Like, he just let Otis, like, he shot Otis. You know what I mean? There was moments where it was like, you would see little sparks of like oh wow, I actually kind of like him. And then you're like, oh no, never mind. I forgot he's an asshole. He's a dick. Jade is no different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, that was a good scene. But but we know he's gonna be on that fuck shit soon after. You know what I mean? It's just,
And he was. Like he immediately, I mean, like the next scene. I know again, they were trying to have that again redeemable moment. Like throughout the season, he's been consistently a self-absorbed asshole, like no matter what, right? And with the mom, like he's a little bit more vulnerable, and they wanted to give you a moment to say there's somewhere in him where he's not a 100% asshole, right? And I thought that was kind of cool. I did, but I thought he was an asshole with the fact that he don't tell anybody that it was her that gave him the idea to even try the electricity. He's like, I'm the genius. I came up with this. Are you tracking me, bitch? The mom gave you the idea. And he's doing it in her cafe, probably in front of her, to be like, look at me. Dun, dun, dun. I was like,
because he has a huge ego, but he's a tech guy, and tech guys have huge egos.
But I'm like, tech guys know,
and they always gotta be the first. They always gotta
be the
race
first,
the
and they always gotta be right. Even when they're wrong, they gotta be right.
Yeah, I was like, he's still an asshole, especially to her, specifically to her, like to not give her credit for anything,
right.
But then try to have this private moment. I was like, you got further to go, bro. Like this is supposed to be your moment, but you got a long way to go to be like, I'm not a 100. Like you're like a 90% asshole now. I give you 90%. But you still got mostly asshole in you. So I thought that was a thing. So Boyd and Sarah. We all agree, obviously, the big spider, obviously, those little spiders didn't make all those spider webs. Like, there's a big ass mama spider somewhere, and I did not want to see that. I closed my eyes when I was like, I do not want to see this big ass spider coming. I was like, shit. I was like, I do not like spiders. Like, it fucked me up. Like, but that didn't happen.
I was itching when they were all over him. I was itching. I was like, oh my god, yeah.
And then going back to Moon Knight, I was like, are these fuckers even real? Like, I thought it was all in his head because he saw his wife.
Yeah.
Which, I was like, is he losing his shit? But when Sarah was pulling them off,
she took one of them off. Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, so they're real.
I was kind of the same way at one point too. I was like, are they real? And then and then she took one off. Like, oh, never mind.
It took her a minute to take him off, though. I would have been a little mad at that bitch. I would have been like, look, you see me getting eaten up by a goddamn spider. You need to help me. Like she was just standing there watching them getting beat. Take it off me.
Yo,
like I can't see.
It's called shock. I'm like, what the fuck? I would be like, yo, bro, that's a you problem.
I would just throw a rock at
I was about to say, Kim, if I had a big old tarantula on my back, are you going to take it off of me?
Yes.
No,
you wouldn't.
I would take a
David,
stick
there you go.
and
David said the right answer.
I'd be like,
I would have found a stick.
There you
got it off.
I would have threw a rock at you.
Yeah, you would have had a stick, and you would accidentally stab me by trying to get the damn spider. So now I got two wounds. I got the bite wound.
Trying to knock you out with a rock.
Out something. I would be like, let me knock you out first, and then I'm gonna knock you.
That's my head, not my back.
But what I'm not gonna do is grab these bitches with my bare hands so they can bite me, so I can be paralyzed. I was like, that's sorry, bro. But then, so with their arc, you see that now Sarah's literally carrying the bag, right? Like this is supposed to be her redeem. Like I didn't murder, and then she gives him the knife first, right? She gives him his knife back to be like, hey, I'm not a mass murderer. I'm here to help. We're going to get from point A to point B.
Not yet.
Not yet. We don't know how many people she murdered before Boyd showed up. Like, she could have other bodies on her. But I'm like, but she was like.
And a bus just arrived. So she got a bunch of victims.
Bad murdering. Yeah. And then so I'm like, I that was one of those moments, right? That was supposed to be one of those moments to be like, I got you. I felt like she turned into Victor to an extent. When the boy in white is legit, as we talked about. He's there to help them, to get them from point A to point B.
Yep.
Do you feel like it was his wife talking to him through Sarah? Do you think it was his wife, or you think it was just another woman voice?
It was implied that it was supposed to be his wife.
It was implied.
We don't know.
Because she's the only one that knew he was the Fisher dude or whatever.
Yeah. But remember, whoever's talking to them knows them.
Yes.
They would say that because they know them, right?
Yes.
So I can't, because when he went towards his wife and she was wrapped up in the spider web and it wasn't really her, I was like, I don't think that was actually her that said that. But because they know everything about Boyd, that would be a way to draw Boyd in. So
yeah, so and I agree because when the priest was alive, they knew that he dropped off that candy bar to like pinpoint precision and drew that picture, right? So they know them. Also, you got to remember that Jim and Tabitha found that bracelet from years ago. Like whoever picks them like knows exactly who they are, though at a very like intimate detail.
Yeah.
So.
And that's why I think that's why I think they're just dead. Like they're dead. I mean, either they're just already. I know. Everything else is similar to Lost.
And David's like they're not dead.
So then let me. Look, I didn't watch Lost. So my question is, in Lost, did they actually say that? Did they think they were dead at any point?
Well, one person actually brought it up. I think Hurley did. Hurley's character said, "Did we die on that thing?" And then they were like, "No." And then I think someone pinched him and was like, "Ah," said, "Well, I guess so much for that." You know what I mean? Like they played around with that idea because they're like, how did we survive? And they didn't. And he said, unless we are dead. Like, so they flirted that idea. That's why even when the wife wrote that on the board, like, are we dead? I'm like, because I was thinking like, oh my God, are they doing this again too? Where like they throw this out there, like that maybe they're dead, like they did in Lost, like maybe we are dead. And then for several seasons, they just have you hopefully forget about it. And then all of a sudden, guess what? We are like,
so I'm so
you know what I mean? Because to your point, they knew, just like in the show, there was a pastor that was on Lost, and then they, just like in this show, there's a pastor, and they realized that like only one person, or not really a person, knew that this pastor was very shady, and this pastor wasn't really a pastor. This pastor was actually a criminal. You know what I mean, Mr. Echo. So I was just thinking like, and then they're like, how did you know that we used to smoke drugs? And I wore this pastor so no one would even question why I got all these bags. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden they saw it was written in the sand, like, we know what you did. Like, and it's like, what? Like, like, you know, I think Lost did it better, but you know.
But they did the same thing with this pastor, right? Because this pastor.
Except this one was a real pastor.
Not on purpose, but
yeah.
So yeah. I think Lost is a big show. Obviously, I think they're taking like frameworks from that, like tropes from that, and put into the show. But I think they're going to be a lot, because again, I think they heard all the backlash that they got even before the internet was a thing. To be like, you don't give us 6, 8, 9 seasons and have all these people be dead, and then it means nothing. Like,
so here's my other problem. Okay, fine. Let's forget Lost for a second and just talk about all the other craziness that's in the show. There is a danger of putting so much craziness in one show, right? Everything from words being written on your arm to the kid out running out there in the white and wearing all white, to literally to having Victor, who was like actually bouncing one ball on one tree and then it comes out on another end. Doing too much in one show, it just becomes overkill for the end of a season to not have any answers, just more questions. Yeah. That's all it was. It was more just nothing was solved. There's just more questions.
So that's not true. So there
was more questions like where's the electricity?
They found Victor because like I was like, where the fuck is Victor? Like,
ain't no question that people were actually really asking though.
I want to know where Victor was.
No, I mean a legit question, like where the electricity's coming from question. I don't mean like where is Victor question. I mean like why is there a boy out there wearing white? Like those questions, not just like, oh, where's this missing person? No, you know what I mean. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about like legit questions.
That is
like,
a legit question. Like he had major answers for this show, and we're like, where the fuck?
You know what
How did they get there? Are they still alive? What the fuck is that life tower got to do with anything? Where's the power come from? So even where the power comes from, finding Victor proves that those wires go nowhere. Like they're just in the ground. So like that is something. And he found the place where the monsters sleep, that they fucking sleep, and the fact that they draw. So they're trapped there just like they are. Like to me, because we're going the issue of like who's in control. Who's in control of what? So we're like the creatures seem to be just as lost, as the people there. And they're both trying to figure it out. It looks like. But I mean,
is this like a multiverse? You think this is a multiverse, and everyone just kind of diverged into? What was that show on HBO? From the Golden Compass that we watched.
Fuck.
his darkest material.
Dark material.
Dark material, yeah. Where like they split a hole into one of the universes, and then this is where the worlds meet. That's what I think is going on now. I think you know what I mean.
It could be again. We got more seasons to kind of flush that out. I'm saying, but so where is Boyd at? So Boyd is in a hole, like real fucked up.
Yeah, he's like in a cement jail, basically.
Dude.
I was like, oh my God, I could not do. I can't have all those walls around me.
Yeah.
I would have passed out or banged my head against the wall so I could pass out. Because
shit.
Like he can't even move. Like he is literally
that's
he can't crawl out of this thing.
I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that either. I would have been like, fuck. I would have been like, because you can't climb out. Like you can't climb. Like he is fucked. So like unless Sarah can pull his happy ass out, like he is mad fucked.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Remember, she put him in the goddamn tree. The tree sends you somewhere, and it's not guaranteed where you go. So Sarah's not with him.
So I like that. I like how Sarah kind of became Victor's like question of like the tree. I'll be back, like kind of like what Victor did to Julie. So I like the fact again she's kind of be like the savior thing. So let's get back to human drama. So Ellis proposing to Fatima. I didn't care for the scene. Like I thought it was a bit much. And what happens when you're in prison? Like I felt like yeah. Like when you're on the island and you ain't got a lot of options and you like
no options. You ain't got no ring, like you said. You ain't got no ring shot, like
but
and then the one pastor that could probably marry y'all is now dead. So maybe there's one on the bus. Maybe there's one on the bus.
It doesn't really matter though, because like the reason when you get married, you have a license because that's the law. But really, you can marry anybody you wanted to by just saying the words.
Yeah.
So they don't need a pastor. They could just say it. I mean, God is everywhere. So you just say the words and you're married.
They ain't in this town, apparently. You know what I mean?
So
or maybe he is.
So we talk about this being a whole big like I said, God's experiment to see how this thing works. Like it may but like so my there's a couple of problems with their situation. Like they're the closest thing to a developed relationship that we've seen. Like I will give the show that. Like they've had a few episodes.
She's bisexual, so are they gonna bring a woman in later?
So that's my other problem. Like on a technical level, do you guys have an open relationship? Because Julie was on the table, and then that girl that she made out with some random ass girl, and she was still committed to Ellis at that point. But this whole but let's get back. Ellis was like, "You're the love of my life." No, she's the only love you've ever had in your life. Like, how long have you been there? Like, how long? And then you were there before she showed up. So how long have you been there?
His missing poster, I think he's been there since 2020, I think.
What?
Oh, so for 2 years.
Remember, they have their missing posters. Their missing poster says when they disappeared. I keep telling you this. I told you this.
What missing posters? Is this online or something?
No, in the show. Posters in the episodes, like
it's in the episodes.
Episodes,
yeah,
maybe 3 or 4. They showed the missing. People are looking for these people, so they have missing flyers. Like Sarah has been there since.
How do the flyers get there?
How do flyers get
there? Wait. What episode?
No. The fly. They're showing the fly. It's not that the flyers are in the place with them, but they're showing their flyers that says that they're missing. I don't know why they showed them, but I'm telling you guys.
What you said episode 4?
I think it was 4, maybe 3 or 4. They showed everybody's missing flyers.
So what's with this?
They showed Sarah. They showed her brother. They showed Boyd. They showed Boyd, Ellis, and Abby are on the same one because they disappeared together. Jim, Tabitha, and Ethan and Julie are on one. So yeah, I mean you can look it up.
So it's just
no, I believe you. I just I'm just trying to figure out what episode I can rewatch that so I can see when people were missing. That's all.
Well, I'm saying my either way, my I guess my ultimate point is like we talked about this last video. Like this season 1 feels like again we're catching this story mid-story. Like this is like season 5, like Walking Dead. Like after Maggie and Glenn have met and they've been dating, but now Glenn is about to propose to her, and they're treating us like we've seen their relationship develop to this point. And I'm like, we haven't. Like, we're not really invested in enough to be like, oh my God, this is changing everything that we know. I'm like, y'all just met and you have an open relationship. So what the fuck does this even mean? But it was supposed to be something. But I'm like, shouldn't one of you say, how about we wait till we get back to prove that this is real love and not what happens in confinements? Like
they're young, but I mean, the one thing I would kind of say to defend the show on is they're just young, and young people don't think like that. You know, what you say make complete sense, but if I was their age, I would be like, oh no, you are the love of my life.
What are their ages?
His age, well, he's barely 20, right? Because
they like say their ages. They didn't.
You don't know that. You don't know. We don't. That's the point.
Well, I mean, I'll put you like this: the fact, like, I guess when because Ellis and his parents arrived, what, like two years ago, right? Approximately about 2 years ago, one night,
I guess.
And he was in the back seat as if as if he barely was even in college, like, as you know what I mean? Like he was in the back seat, like not like someone who's like 30 years old sitting in the back seat with their parents driving. First of all, who does that at over the age of 25? Someone over 25 just sits in the back seat, just sitting there as if with their parents in the front, like singing some tunes.
Let's agree we don't know how old this kid is. Well, what's up, Kim? What's up?
Fatima has been there since 2/28/21. She was traveling northwest from Boulder, Colorado, towards Portland, Oregon. Then Sarah has been there. She's been missing since 9/18/2021. She was last seen traveling from New Hope, Pennsylvania, towards Boston, Massachusetts. Then it shows the James family. They're missing from Arizona. They've been there since 2/20/2022. They're missing they were going to Yellowstone National Park.
Is that Boyd?
No. This is the James family. James's family, Jim's family, Matthews.
Matthews.
Right. Then Boyd, he's been missing since November 5th, 2019. He was last seen with his wife, Abby, and their son, Ellis, traveling south from Petersburg, Virginia, towards Wilmington, North Carolina, in an SUV.
So if this is present day, they've only been there 3 years at best.
I have no idea.
That doesn't what? And this dude is already like, I don't know, even remember life before I even met you, Fatima. You are the love of my life. I'm like, what in the fuck? Like it. What?
That's just something you tell a girl, man. That's what that was. That was just him trying to make sure that she says yes. That's all that was. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I get what. Anyway, I thought it was a bit much, but again, I knew they were trying to achieve. But I'm like, I don't know these characters enough to truly give a shit. Like I want to.
Yeah, it was as if they were writing it as if they weren't sure if they were going to get a second season or not. So therefore, we just jump right into the middle of their relationship. You know what I mean?
If the tree takes you every place within the town, what is the tree to Victor Underground? What is the tree to the Victor Underground? Because he did say that the boy in white told him to stay there and wait for the mom. Yes, because somehow the boy in white knows the future. So he knew that Tabitha was coming. All right. They found Victor. Nah, he just showed up underground somehow. No one knows.
The boy. I think this is what's going to happen. The book, Stacy's going to probably smile at this because she's going to understand this reference. But Boy White is going to represent, obviously he represents good, but he's also going to represent like maybe God, right? And trying to be like, hey, like listen to me. Hopefully you have faith to listen to me. And then that voice you heard on the phone say, hey, tell your wife to stop digging. That represents evil, good and evil, like you can call like the devil or whatnot. And which is why, for one, the boy's wearing all white. like symbolism for one. You know what I mean? You know, and I bring that up because I don't know, maybe another show also did the exact same thing and also had a character wear all white and
damn it,
and they call him man, except it was a man in white and he just stood there. And people were like, "Ooh, what has he got?" And he points you to the right direction, the safe direction. And then there was another man who did the exact opposite. Don't listen to that man. I wonder who did that. I don't know. I'm not going to say.
All right, my bad, bro. Look, I bow to your lost knowledge.
I'm sorry.
That they're
what? Wait, whoa, what? You bow to my what?
Your lost knowledge. I'm sorry.
Who said lost? I didn't say that. What? I didn't say none of this.
Donna's been there since 2018.
Huh.
So I didn't say nothing about.
So I'm going down this journey because I didn't go down the last journey, so I'm ready for this journey. All right. But that being said, so the other situation that kind of irritated me was Kenny and Christy.
Kenny and Christy.
Yeah. Unnecessary.
Yeah. The other bisexual girl. Yeah.
No, see, this
she's not.
She's prison straight.
Right.
This shit was written by a straight person.
She what? Say it again.
She's prison straight. Like but this, I said that last episode. I think that's why we got dislikes. But now looking back on it, this is written by a straight man. Every time, every time, every straight man thinks this lesbian just hasn't found the right dick yet. But when she gets mine, she's gonna be straight again. That's what this bullshit is, and it's insulting. And I'm like, let's not do this. Let's not do this. Like, it's not okay.
Maybe that's not the intent. I mean, you know what I mean? Maybe that's not like the intent of a straight man writing. First of all, how do you know if a straight man did even write?
Because no lesbian who represent themselves is gonna be like, this character is very lesbian. She even has a girlfriend, but as soon as she meets a nice man, she realizes that maybe she likes men too. That is that bullshit. Because they know, even with Claudia, people were like, oh, she must be bisexual because she's gonna be fucking Tommy. No, she is not, because they can't accept the idea. Chasing Amy, which I barely watched that movie. Like, Chasing Amy, that whole movie was about two men being like, we're gonna bang this girl until she's straight. I'm like, this happens. Like, I was like, this is too much. Like, Stacy,
why you have me defending this show, man? I mean,
bro, like, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. She should have got with Sarah because she was the first one. She revealed her lesbian side too that we saw. And I'm like, that would have made sense if she was
isn't Sarah like super Christian or something like that? If she's super Christian, she ain't gonna go that route. She's just not.
She's hearing voices. That's not the same thing as Christian. Like she was hearing, like, I don't remember her being like. But
no. I mean, I thought she said in the first episode or second episode how her and her brother was raised like in the soup, like in the, I don't know. I mean,
anyway,
I thought she did.
All right, so Stacy, you agree it was too much?
Yes.
Thank you for that succinct. I appreciate that.
Oh, about the homework.
I was like, she's like, yes. White, good, and or evil. He intentionally trapped Boyd. I don't think that's I don't think there's other ways to get rid of Boyd. I think he was really trying to help because they were in the middle of the storm. Yeah. So two lost. Did they? Obviously, I do believe the storm was done on purpose by the place to keep the people in their place.
Yes, there was a big. Well, I'm sorry, it wasn't. It was a smoke. What they call it, the smoke monster, really, right? That's what it was, right? It was a smoke monster that was seen more of a pet. Like later on, was revealed that it wasn't just like this big old smoke that was enveloped. You find out later on that it's a servant of one of the two people, either the man in white or the man in black, and and he was just essentially, it was like the smoke, like the thing. It was to basically disrupt what the people on the island were doing. You know what I mean? So that's why I laughed when I saw the storm. As soon as they had the tower up, I saw the storm. I was laughing like a madman, like as if I was watching Phoenix and Joker. Like, no way. Like they could not be even more obvious now. Like, why? Like, why? Like, what are y'all doing, man? Like, stop it.
So this is Lost 2022. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, yo,
I'll add it to the hashtag.
I really want to be wrong. I really want to be wrong in the sense of, here's the only way I think I can be wrong is if all of a sudden, like you guys said, is aliens this time around, which doesn't necessarily help. I mean, it'll just be like, okay, alien, like everyone's driving, and then all of a sudden aliens just abducts them or some shit like that. But then at the same time, it'll just still be seen as like an experiment. Like it's just too many parallels. Luckily though, Lost like ended like more than a decade ago. So a lot of people will probably come in, like you said, a lot of people aren't really on the Lost train,
like me,
like yourself. You know what I mean? And especially, and then you got some like Z babies who probably only like barely even like think of Lost being like a 1970s. It was like, oh, that's an old ass show. You know, they're watching from like, wow, this is so original. This is like amazing. Damn, wow, that black character who plays sheriff, he's going to have a career in front of his hands. You know, not realizing there was a little show called Oz. You know what I mean? And like all kinds of shit. So it's like,
Chris is like, know your history, young blood. This show's not new.
It's just a lot. It's just too many parallels. Too many. You know what I mean?
No, I get you. I get you. I didn't know. If I knew what you knew, I probably would have stopped watching. Because if I saw that big shit, I would have been like, well, I seen this.
So part of the reason why I am still watching, well, for one, I want to be wrong. And two, there are elements, especially, here's the deal. If they did this in the very first episode, I would have been out, right? But the first two episodes had what I was personally looking for was the horror element of it, right? That's why I personally watched it, because I love shit like that. And I love that the unique take of, I guess they're vampire, whatever, these vampire characters, like always smiling, and then they walk slow. I was like, oh, that's different. You know what I mean? And so it had like some Salem's Lot type vibe to it. And I like the idea of the talisman kind of keeps them at bay, and hearing about how everyone kind of got there. I was good with that. And I don't know, maybe we will kind of get back to that too. This last two episodes was like mostly of just like more of a dealing with the tower. But now that, but maybe we can get another colony house to get overridden by vampires, which I'm all on board. I love shit like that. I love massacres. I love violence. Give me more violence. This last two episodes, I didn't see that much of it. Please bring it back.
Well, I'm sure with the new bus of people. Also, let's talk about premonitions, right? So when the original car showed up, Sarah got a message saying 2 cars were going to show up, and they did. I believe Victor got a message that said people are going to show up, and they did. So who got the message that this big ass bus is showing up? Like, did someone get the message and we didn't hear them get the message? Any thoughts?
So didn't someone say something about like masses of people were going to die? Excuse me. Was that through Victor? Was that Victor? Huh?
Sarah said it?
Oh, Sarah said that?
Yeah, because when she was trying to kill the boy, and she's like, if she didn't kill him, everybody's gonna die.
Oh, that. Okay. Yeah. I was thinking of a different scene. But okay, I forgot. Okay.
So we agree that no one got the message of newcomers were coming.
Well, not that we know of. We don't know.
No, because they're all dealing with the damn tower. They're all the entire town apparently are all converged over here.
Yeah, they're all distracted. And that could be a distraction. They're all distracted over there. And now
that's what sucks, right?
Big ass bus with all these people.
And you notice, right? It wasn't, daylight was barely there. So I'm thinking like all these guys know to go in and no one's at the diner. So all these guys come out the bus like, oh wow, oh, it's nightfall. Oh, that's cool. And then you hear like, hey, you guys need some help? And you see the little milkman. He's like, oh, hey, here's a guy. Hey, hi. Oh, get off of me. Get off. And then the entire bus. And then guess what? They go into the bus and they find all these lamps just happen to be in the bus. And it's very convenient and very amazing for them. And this big old bus battery that they can use that can just power up 2 towers. And that, oh, I'm sorry. There's at least one survivor. There's going to be one survivor on the bus.
To tell the story.
That one survivor is important to the entire fragment of season 2. It's important to know the one survivor of the bus is going to be that important.
See, it's funny you should bring it because I was like, why are you introducing new characters when you haven't even flushed out the current characters that we got? Because there's 2 black women that I saw in the cafe, and I'm like, who the fuck are they? And why don't they have any lines, either one of them? I'm like, so now we have a whole game.
Are we still counting black women? I forgot.
Yes.
I would say this. I don't usually agree with David on this, or at least do what David just did. But in the beginning of the episode, I was kind of counting myself. I was kind of like, oh, just one. Oh, there's a couple.
I think
there's
it's up to what, five black women,
people.
right?
But the reason why you were talking about like why are we introducing more characters? Because when the vampires like or whatever they are, the monsters when they came in and massacre was like 14 people. Well, you got to make up for the 14 people. So
You gotta. You need,
it's like walking, like
it's Walking Dead. We said, it's like Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So, but I'm like, we definitely saw especially with the priest. When the priest died after self-actualizing, I was like, this is the Walking Dead. Like they watched that. It's like this is how you build up a character and then murder them immediately, so you give a fuck. But no, we were just saying like,
did you say Lost? You said Lost watched it. Oh yeah, you accidentally just called this Lost.
I agree with you, and I will add it to the hashtag. I will say Lost 2022 with a question mark because you bring.
There are gonna be so many people mad at me right now. I already know it. So many people like, oh, this motherfucker's a hater. He's a hater.
I was like, you do sound like a hater, but I think
until you watch Lost and you like, you know what? He's right. He's right. just like Mysterio, he's right. Just like Thanos, he's right. He was right.
But I was thinking with the jukebox, the fact that the jukeboxes came back, because I was like, where the fuck? What? We haven't heard anything from those things lately. And then when the song was playing, everybody knows this is nowhere. And then the bus come, I was like, that's creative. I was like, I like that. I like that. That's pretty cool, right?
Jeepers Creepers. That was on Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers did that. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Was it Jeepers Creepers 1, 2, or 3?
Yeah, which one?
Actually, the first two did that. Like radio randomly turns on. It's like Jeepers Creepers. Where'd you get them eyes? Like, and that was a sign like you need to go back in the house. And
I love how the end of that movie when the black, I think she was black. The black fortune teller was like, "You're gonna be dead as fuck." And then like and the eyes were gone. Like at the end of the movie, I was like, that's good writing right there. I know way in the world I'm watching that part 2 because that's that bullshit. But I was like, this is good. I'm like, you do
part 2 wasn't bad. I like part 2. Don't see 3. See the second one though. Second one's worth watching. Third one, oh hell no.
Stop it, man. I saw the remake of Saw. Anyway, we getting off track. Oh,
with Chris Rock. Chris Rock deserved to get slapped for that one.
Terrible.
Chris Rock deserved to slap for Jigs for
that one. It was terrible.
That's what he should have did.
That's what they should have done. They should have brought Will Smith back for Spiral. Yep. Will Smith at the end could have been like, mother.
Like, hey, this is for Saw. You motherfucker. What were you thinking? He just shot Samuel Jackson for being in it, just lined up the entire cast just to be like, what? Anyway, we get off track.
And the sad part is Chris Rock wrote some of it. He wrote
the comedy.
2 backhands.
He wrote the comedy. That comedy was on point. Like when he was doing the jokes in the beginning of the movie, I'm sorry, Stacy. Anything else with this season? Do you want a season 2, Stacy? Do you want a season 2?
I really don't care.
All right then. Well,
I do.
All right. Okay. Kim, thank you, Kim. Damn. All right. So, Kim, you know why? Because you didn't watch Lost, and neither did I. Right. So,
that's not true. I mean, I wanted season 2 only to see if it kind of changes a little bit. Because here's the deal: I see there's a lot of people already kind of complaining and kind of already like linking it to us. That I want to see if they will take the note. Right? It's sort of like think of Sonic the Hedgehog, the very first trailer when it came out, and people were like, "Oh no, y'all need to end that. Y'all can't do that." And then they took the note, and then people are now saying, "Wow, they actually listened to people, and they actually created a decent film." Maybe season 2 could actually kind of be that in the sense that they do maybe better. And now I will say, the first 5 episodes, I noticed there's really no change. And be like Stacy, where I'm just like, yeah, I don't care. But I am kind of curious to see at least the beginning of season 2 to see if they at least change up a little bit. But I don't know. I feel like what I just predicted about the bus is going to happen. You know what I mean? Maybe
definitely. But that's every horror show. Like of that many people, half the motherfuckers getting murdered. Like absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. There will be more than one survivor. Because like you said, they got to replenish like the characters that they lost. There's 2 random ass characters that got killed and we don't know who the fuck they are. So this gives us an opportunity to actually learn about some people before they get immediately murdered.
Yeah. And the dude, I mean, I guess y'all talked about this last episode, but it's like the dude who hung himself. bro, we didn't even know who the dude was. Like just for and then the whole episode, everyone's moping around. I'm like, did I miss an episode or 2 episodes that I'm supposed to care about him?
No.
Like, no. Like, and everyone's like,
that was so that they could save the actual characters that we care about. So they killed a character that nobody knows. And I was like,
they acted like that was Glenn. They acted like that was Glenn that just
that's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, you cannot start Walking Dead in Alexandria. You cannot start Walking Dead in Alexandria and be like, oh yeah, I remember that time. In this episode, fucking Ellis said when you showed up and you drove around and then you just stopped because you realized you weren't going anywhere.
He was right here.
And you were right here. And then you asked Connie for Connor or whoever for directions. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Like, why are you talking like we know who this person is? Also, do you remember you're romanticizing when the love of your life realized that she was trapped forever and could not leave this place? When she mentally broke down and said, oh my God, where am I? And he's like, that was the best day of my life. That's when I found out I was in love with you. I was like, what the fuck is happening right now? That was by far the worst I want to marry you speech. That, again, I say again, hey, John, you remember when you showed up for that first day and they stripped you down and I realized that you were in here for life and you became my cellmate? That's when I realized. It was gonna
the first time you dropped the soap.
Remember the first time I saw your cheeks and I said, that's my man. Like, I'm sorry. I felt it was the same speech. It was the same speech. I was like, this is not okay. This is not okay, bro. I saw you at the diner. The first time you were dancing, when you came to Colony House, not when, because you remember when the Matthews showed up, they were like, wait for them to lose hope. That's all they were doing. They're like, wait for them to lose hope.
Yeah.
They did. Yeah.
They got the popcorn and shit. They were like, yep, about 2 more turns. And they're going to be like, life is gone now. Exactly. Now you're ready to talk. So hello and welcome to your new life. You cannot leave here. We're taking all your stuff. One of you,
yeah. What's yours is mine.
Right.
Yeah. Is that
one of you? I'm saying one of you may have sex with a random person. I don't know. But anyway, here's your bloody house because we're not cleaning that shit up. Like you need to work that out. Like that's how we do it.
That was so disgusting, though. I was like, come on, somebody could have cleaned that joint up.
Yes,
disgusting. They
don't have to.
No, you're right.
We gave you a house. It's up to you to clean it.
Right?
I don't know. Do they have? Let's be real. Have any of y'all seen any cleaning products in this town? I mean,
absolutely not.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they have no.
They got wash their ass. I haven't seen people clean themselves. Ooh. No brushing their teeth. None of that.
I mean,
because you know why, Kim? Because you don't have to use a bathroom there at all. Where else would that have?
Because you're dead. Now,
and nobody's worried about toilet tissue. Nobody's worried about toilet tissue.
So to Kim, I told Kim this one. Victor proves they're not dead because Victor has aged.
Yeah, because he grew up.
Victor was a child with a lunchbox. Now he's a grown man with a lunchbox. You do not age in heaven.
Stacy. Oh, never mind. All right, never mind. I won't do.
They did that in Lost too.
Well, let's just say there's a couple characters, 1 or 2 characters in there where you realize they were close to death. And they weren't really, and then so somebody grew up. I'll just say this: the sheriff. So you know how the sheriff has a son in this one. The Michael in Lost has a son as well. He has a son, and his son, he was a kid. Remember Stacy? That kid grew up, and in the show, the real life kid grew up, and then he got off the island. What really happened was, like he got off the island, but then he was able to kind of see his dad, and he realized, like essentially, like he was able to kind of somehow come back. It was like in and out of consciousness in a way. So,
all right, guys.
Chris.
Wait a minute. So his father was actually dead, but his son.
Well, he was too. His son died. I think the way they try to explain it was his son died initially. Like you know how some people can be brought back at one night.
Yeah.
He was like in and out. He was essentially in and out. So that's why he was on the island, and then off the island, but then still, and then that was their way of trying to explain how he was able to age. Because the kid who played him, the kid was like 9 years old. And actually, I think it was their writer's way of trying to explain like how this kid actually aged, because they had 5 or 6 seasons. They were like, oh shit, this kid is getting a growth spurt. We got to do something here. You know what I mean? So they're like, oh yeah, he gets rescued. Yeah, out of everyone, he's the one that gets rescued. And then they try to explain that just so yeah. So it was a dumb rationale, but I kind of understood because it was a child and they had several seasons, so they had to explain.
like Power is only 6 months, but this kid went from like middle school to college.
Well, to the point was that kid, the kid who played his son, he had a hell of a growth spurt, and I was like, oh shit, I can see how they try to write him out and try to be like, yeah, we'll still pay you, but
but that happened on Gotham when they had that show Gotham. The boy, he grew all of a sudden. Like when he came back for like the 3rd season, I think it was, he was like tall, like really tall. And I was like, how the hell are they going to keep him the same age? And they had to age him because there was no way, Yeah.
So I will say for they used different actors. So even this situation, like it was a child. So it wasn't like they had an actor that was going over time. Like they personally made a child and they personally have an adult. So I mean, if this show was going over time,
nobody's getting pregnant.
Huh?
Nobody's getting pregnant. Like
like Claire.
A lot of banging going on. Nobody's getting. Well, that was an old lady.
That was old. Yeah, remember? Fatima and Ellis are getting.
I'm sure they be getting it.
I think they be getting it. Now, I mean, Julie's about to be on the list too, but I guess we can act like she ain't lesbian.
No. I mean, you can't get pregnant. You have to already kind of come to this town already pregnant.
Stop.
You did.
So David, I'm gonna tell you this. To your point, this is the one show where you don't need no protection.
Damn it!
This is free sex.
You, Chris.
So you can. I'm telling you, you can never ever complain when it comes to this show. You can't complain about where was the protection ever
because they're dead. we all right, guys. Look,
I really hope. No joke. I'm not joking when I say I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong.
Me too. Because I will never watch another show that has anything to do with Lost or Empire. Like right now, if I heard something had an Empire, I'm like, no, sorry, buddy. Let me tell you what I'm not doing. I was like, I wonder why these two are there. They don't like. Oh, damn. Well, it's not they don't like
a review.
Right?
It's positive review.
Yeah, because I like the horror aspect.
It's not like that. I don't like the show. I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like I've seen this before.
That's a different perspective. They're like, we've been there and done that, and we don't want to go through it again. Like, well, I see where you are going, right? Like, and we see with the spinoffs, when we do the spinoff, we're like, we know this fucking storyline right here. Like, and be damned, 9 times out of 10, it's like they do the same shit. Like, so there's that.
I was going to say this person must be new. I guess they don't realize like, well, we should.
I've never seen this name before.
This is normal. This is kind of rather normal shitting on shows.
Have you? You should watch the Force review. Shit, that's a whole different room right there, baby.
Yeah. Anyway. Or it was like BET Plus review.
Oh damn it! I was like, let me take these glasses off. Anyway, all right. So we'll see what happens with season 2. If they get a season 2, for the record, that hasn't been announced yet.
Oh, they haven't announced
it? Yeah, they haven't. Yeah. So we gotta wait to see if there's a season 2. I mean, if Godfather Harlem is a good show, that's not a good example. I like Godfather. I mean, but they're on their 4th season. So I'm like, with all the reviews. So according to everybody's reviewing this show, which means a lot of people are watching this show. So like,
really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Even for us, like,
I told you, it's a ton of people that are Twitter is like
better.
Going crazy. BuzzFeed.
No joke. This is why I do want them to have a season 2, so they can have. Because here's the deal: if they don't have a second season, then everyone is going to be forced to compare it to Lost, right? But they do have a season 2. You can prove all of us, including myself, wrong. Like, I want to be wrong so bad. So that's why I'm hoping for a season 2. I personally want a season 2 because I want it to be like where it's like it thinks it's taking you one way and it's like nope, you know what I mean?
Like if they would have gave us something in this episode to be like, oh, this is gonna be
new,
yeah,
and maybe, but like I wanted to see some aliens or something. Like,
sure, yeah, that was one thing we didn't get in Lost. Well, no, we didn't. No, I had to think back. No, because a lot of going on in Lost, but a lot going on with this one too.
when they announce the season 2, we're gonna stay positive. When they announce the season 2, then we do a predictions video, perhaps, and be like, what's season 2 gonna look like? What we don't. Not Stacy, but we will do a prediction video and be like, what did not happen in Lost that you like for happened in this show?
Did they have a giant spider in Lost?
They had a giant polar bear. They had a giant polar bear that kind of did something very similar.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what freaked everyone out. Just like it doesn't make any sense. And then they realized it was someone predicted. It was the kid. They found out it was the kid that I told you about. That was that they had to age. That like similar to Ethan, who was able to draw stuff, and he used to hate scary stories, and he always had the fear of a polar bear attacking him. And then all of a sudden, here comes a big old polar bear, and it just started. It killed several people on the island. They're like, where the hell did this come from?
But also, they're already dead, so there's that. So
yeah. Also, I guess when they died, they were in purgatory, and then the people who died, or at least the bad people, they were the one where they went to hell.
Well, even to this conversation, what was Ethan? A small child who was like, don't tell me that story, sister. I'm scared. And now he's like,
I can exactly. If next season, if Ethan all of a sudden is the one that's rescued all this time, if he's rescued next season, yo, bro, they're like, oh,
or he like disappears.
Like, take my son.
It's like
my son, and then,
with no Ethan.
Yep.
He's out.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he goes into a tree. He goes into a tree and he's safe. And then that's all you see of Ethan. I'm like, oh my God.
You never see him again.
I'm gonna have to turn the show on. I'm
like when last episode when they were showing all of Victor's drawings, and you guys said that on the Lost that the person could draw, what the boy could draw. Couldn't that be what Victor was doing too? Because everything that he drew is coming true. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like those big, especially that big spider, that came true this episode.
He's that kid, not Ethan. He's the kid. Like he's the one that created the town. And we're gonna go down this road. It's Ethan it's Victor who did all this.
Yeah,
that's when I first started watching. I thought the little boy in white was Victor. So it was like, because he had the little lunchbox, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you saw them together, like even back in the day when he saw him following the boy in white. So that would be all. But it'd be like again, Victor as a child created this whole thing. The fact that only children were able to see the boy in white. Now Sarah can see the boy in white and talk to him. Because first it was just Victor as a child and Ethan. So now, like, how did Sarah get into the inner circle?
Maybe she's with child, and that's why she can see it.
Ooh.
Oh. All right.
Who the daddy?
How was she with who banged her?
Hey.
Maybe she got some from the guy.
Kevin.
I don't want to say
Kevin.
Oh, the dead guy.
Kevin found out he got Sarah pregnant. That's why he hung himself. She's like, I'm pregnant. He's like, oh shit, I can't be no daddy. He's like,
not in this world.
He's like, shit. All right, guys. They still on episode 8 on EPIX. Maybe they will announce after they're on episode 8. This is episode 10. This is episode 10.
This is 10.
Yeah. Nadia Blue, this is episode 10. So they need to get to the announcements on that. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you guys very much for watching. What's up, Chris?
No, I was apologizing to people reviewing this. Like I said, they hate me right now. I already know it. All right.
All right. So like again,
but can I say something? That one person that said something about Lovecraft Country had one season, but Lovecraft Country actually ended.
Yeah.
It was an ending.
Yeah.
That's why I had one season.
Yeah, that's not the same thing.
Really
not the same thing.
No, so that storyline was done. That storyline was done. They were gonna make a whole new storyline, but it was good. They were good. I don't know who's gonna come back, but they weren't gonna continue that storyline. So that storyline was
that storyline ended. She said she was gonna make a whole nother one because the guy has a bunch of writings. That guy wrote a bunch of books. So that storyline.
But Lovecraft was only one book, so it was like one of those things where it's like when I heard they were going to do a second season, I knew the show was good enough for a second season, but I was also thinking like this one needs to be a one season thing too.
Yeah.
No, not in a bad way. Like you're laughing. I'm not saying like
Stacy was like, nah. I disagree. Like it was all right.
Oh, you didn't want a second season?
I had enough racist ghosts for like.
Fuck.
Oh, racist ghost.
That's how I'm like, good damn.
Oh yeah, no. You had enough of little slave, the
slave
baby
high heels
adult
and
body.
stuff.
And the little nigglets, running around, fucking like turning over to arms and shit. I was like, this is too much. I was like, too much. And then she killed the wrong white girl. It just didn't make. It was all over the place, bro. I was
and then
like,
the whole Emmett Till thing over and over.
They shoved more racism in it. They're like, they took the story, added more racism. I was like, I'm good. Okay, yeah. So she's saying that on the TV, they're still on episode 8, but on the app they're on episode 10. So she's saying once they put episode 9 and 10 on the TV.
Why would they do that?
Look, on my demand, it shows episode 10. All the episodes are on.
Yeah, but she's saying that like they're only premiering, like if you're watching it live, you're only watching it up to episode 8. Why would EPIX do that? That's weird.
I don't know, but
I'm not really asking you. I'm just saying that's just a weird thing as a business to do, as a company.
It's odd. This is not for. We don't need to be debating this. But anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. We appreciate you. Nadia, please join the channel. We will talk about what we got new shows. This week, we got Ruthless because that's it. We got Brian's dick out, so that's gonna happen. We got Force season finale. We got it's a lot of dicks. It's a lot. It's a lot. We got Bel Air rewrite. We're still doing that. I took your ideas. I got some more shit happening, so you can bring us back for that on Saturday. I watched 3 episodes of Severance, and it actually does get better. It does. That first episode, I was asleep. I was like, what the hell? Damn. Second episode, my bell was being rung. I was like, wait a minute. Third, I'm in. Your bell is ringing? Yeah. That don't sound right, but we're gonna let that go. So I'm gonna start Severance. Hey, that's what she said. I didn't say it. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna watch Severance. I'm gonna see what it's about. We gotta get Trap Queens. We're gonna do Severance, and then we're doing Trap Queens. I gotta do Trap Queens season 3. I loved it. I was like, this is silicone in the ass. No, I was like, and then she tried to blame racism. I was like, I love it. I was like, yo, when a black girl don't have a daddy, shit goes bad. Every episode, I had no father dead or not father around, drug dealer becoming daddy figure. I'm doing some wild shit. I get clothes, I get cars, I get money, I go to jail. That is Trap Queens. Every fucking episode.
And they come out, write a book, and start a hairline.
Yeah, so it depends. They get their own business. Because honestly, a lot of these women, I mean, they were drug dealers or whatever. They had a hustle, but they're kind of smart business people, and they become legit. I mean, they true. I'm like, but they don't make good decisions. No, I mean, that's real. But I mean, so many of them had the exact. I'm like, damn it. I was like, my father died. I was like, they all have the same story. It's like, so like again, like the one. Anyway, we're gonna do Trap Queen. I want to do Trap. I know I said that for season 1 and 2. We didn't do season 1 and 2. I want to do season 3 because we got some free time before the other shows pop off. Because the summer's gonna get big. Because we got the boys coming. We got the boys coming. We got Moon Knight.
Doctor Strange. Well, the movie.
Doctor Strange. We got Doctor Strange. So we got a lot of shit. I want to bet the one of the people on the bus is Christy's fiance. That would be good.
Ooh,
that would be perfect.
Yo,
that girl has moved on.
She's like, look, girl, I'm straight now. Didn't you know? I was like, look at Kenny. I was like, nothing says loving like a big. Anyway, it don't.
I like that. Whatever. I like that. That was a really good prediction.
That's
I came here looking for you. You know.
And now she's like, hey, girl, fuck this dude.
Yo, what if half the bus is doing that? Like, these are the people who are like, because like you said, everyone's missing. So these are all the loved ones. Like, they all took a bus, like trying to find their loved ones, and now they're trapped.
Yeah, that
might be overkill.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
Yeah. I was sorry. Fiance's good. I
was actually hoping for a black sorority to be on the bus. Just like get the black women.
No, we don't
just
want
to be like just a whole bunch of like deltas.
And then there'll be an announcement at the end of EPIX that says, by the way, EPIX is now being owned by BET. Like it's like, and I'm like, oh,
it was
that
merged
explains.
with BET.
There's a merge.
Those white people
Yeah.
will find a way to get out that little town. It'd be white flight. Pew.
I would love. They all move to fucking Colony House and give the fucking townies to the
No,
the
they're
black
gonna give
sorority.
all the blacks to Colony House.
Oh shit! They gonna make
Yo.
their own sorority.
And guess
house.
what? All the black, I'm gonna tell you this: all black people will survive though, because black people know better. Black people, like you see them in horror films, they be like, "Shit!" It's like, "What's that noise?" Yeah, I ain't investigating. I'm going back in the house. Like they don't play.
To your point, I think only white people have died. I think for the record. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe only white people
like
have
the
died.
wife.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
black people kind
No,
of
the Asian dude died.
Oh, the
Excuse me.
father.
the father.
And then
That's because of the white
the
woman.
first white. I thought he was like Latino.
He's Latino, but to your point, no black people have died. Can we agree?
Yeah, but
Well,
ain't but three of us.
remember the vampires killed 14 people in that massacre, as they said. We didn't see the other 8 people.
Also true.
Maybe.
I submit that the 2 black women are still alive, boy's still alive,
True.
light-skinned son's still alive. So I'm like, I mean, he counts. So I'm saying, like, so
He half counts.
he half counts. Anyway, we definitely gonna get some dislike.
Yeah,
He
Anyway.
half counts.
Only the black half counts.
Oh my god.
The
So
white half,
does half
die.
count means that he'll get shot then? He'll get shot and
But
then
he'll live.
and he'll
he'll
live. So that's
And then
the
he'll
half
stop
part.
going outside doing dumb shit because he like that was the other side of me.
It's like, get inside, Carl. I mean,
I know, right? Where's Ellis? Where's Carl? Oh, shit.
Carl.
Where's Carl? Carl never got no ass, bro. He died a virgin.
No, he
I
died
do
a
believe
virgin.
He died a virgin. That's real fucked up.
That poor kid, man.
That's
Damn
real
it.
fucked up, man. That's real fucked up, man.
That's a horrible way to go.
Yeah, that's terrible. Anyway,
Yeah.
we get all off track. Anyway, thank you guys very much. I will see all of you guys again for various things. Thank you everybody in the chat. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, you can check out the community section. We got some wild stuff going on there. You can like and comment and share and all that good stuff. Severance. I will check out Severance. I'll check out Severance. And let's see what we can do with that. Stacy says no. I see your face. What's up, Stacy?
Severance?
Yeah.
I'll see.
All right, we'll check it out. If I gotta pay for it though, nah. I was like,
it's an Apple Plus.
damn it.
It's
I was
plus?
like,
Yeah, Apple Plus.
I was like, I don't know about that plus. Anyway,
Apple Plus got some good content now, man.
$5.99.
I would say now. I would say now what app. I would say now it is worth getting Apple Plus with all the stuff they just added now on there.
What
And
did they
pretty
add?
much, huh?
What they add?
Like for one, Coda. Do you watch C? Do you watch C at all? And you watch
Yeah.
After Party?
I watched After Party. After Party got on my nerves, but I did watch it.
yeah,
Yeah.
I watched
Yeah,
the first
the
and last episode. I was like, fuck this.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, I couldn't deal with that shit. Like
Tiffany
I
Haddish
tried,
got on my nerves.
it was too much. And
Yeah,
I was like,
Tiffany. I was gonna say, I wish they would have substituted her with any other actress.
Yes,
I mean, you know what I mean?
anybody. Yeah.
Any other actress.
but
And then the show
story-
I thought would have been maybe amazing.
the story structure was irritating. It was like watching the last 5 episodes of Power when again, same episode, same day, just different points of view. I'm like, move this shit forward. Like I'm tired of going back. Like that's a movie.
Oh, I got Apple TV Plus.
See, that's Clue. Like the movie Clue, that was a movie. Give me an hour and a half movie. And be
All right,
done
I'm
with it.
hungry. Yeah,
Huh? All right, I got some. All right, guys.